What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5-minute gear review. And in this video we are going to be going over the Greyman Tactical Rigid Moly panel. Now there are two different versions of this panel when it comes to materials. You have the RMP, kind of the standard version, which is made out of a plastic kind of composite material, and then you also have the RMPX, or Rigid Moly Panel X, which is going to be made out of aluminum. The price is going to range from about $125 to $150. The RMP, or just the standard version, being that lower price, and the RMPX being that higher price. Both are pretty much set up the exact same. This is the 15.5, I believe, by 25. You have 9 slots across the top and then 12 down. This is kind of oriented sideways just because of the camera angle and everything, but setting this up inside of a vehicle, it'll look more like this. You have your bottom strap down here, and then the headrest strap up at the top. So when setting this up inside of a vehicle, you can adjust those straps based off of the seats that you have. I found that these Greyman Tactical Rigid Moly panels work very well with larger vehicles like a Ford F-150 or any vehicle that's kind of that 1500, and Chevy Silverado, Toyota Tundra, any one of those larger vehicles that's kind of that F-150 or 1500 and above. Just because of the amount of space that's in that back seat, these work really well. So you have a lot more space to work with, to throw equipment on here, from administrative stuff to ammo to supplies that are oriented with your work, smoke, medical, fire extinguishers, tools, firearms if you want to throw them on there. So you have the ability to really use these things for anything when it comes down to it. Now, I've seen a lot of these used in military vehicles that throw them on the back of the seats in some of the tactical vehicles and throw smoke, ammo, mission essential equipment, resupplies, and all of that. They'll throw all of that on these panels, so that way you can just open up the door and then grab the materials that you need or the equipment that you need, and then continue mission. Especially, hey, for example, you're in a big firefight, whether military or law enforcement, you're dealing with threats, you're trying to eliminate those threats to protect people and preserve life and save life. You can set these up to really enhance and enable you, and reduce the amount of bags and equipment that you're throwing in the back of the vehicle. You can set these up inside of the vehicle, so that way, one, it's protected, but then two, you have access from either side of the vehicle, especially if you're running 2 of these. So what this all is going to come with straight out of the package, though, you're going to get your headrest strap, you're going to get the kind of bottom of the seat strap, and then you're also going to get a couple of buckles. I have 2 of these, so there's a couple of extra buckles in there to be able to set this and configure it up in any vehicle. There is another company that I have here. Actually, I have 3 companies that make seat back panels. I have the Greyman Tactical, the Tasmanian Tiger, and then even the One Tigress. The One Tigress are kind of cheap and inexpensive. They don't have any rigid system inside of it, so when you start adding weight to them, they just don't hold up and they kind of bend and deform, where the Rigid Moly panel from Greyman Tactical, as well as the seatback panels from Tasmanian Tiger, have reinforced plastic for kind of the main structure when it comes down to it. So the Greyman Tactical is fully exposed. The Tasmanian Tiger is more of an insert that goes inside of a Moly panel. So, but I'll do a comparison of all of those in the future, but just so that you're aware, the Greyman Tactical is the most expensive of all the 3. The Tasmanian Tiger is in the middle, and then One Tigress is at the bottom. But for overall use and kind of the most robust, this is going to be probably your best option, and making that investment is going to be really good. So when it comes to the setup of this, like I've talked about in the past with some of the Tasmanian Tiger pouches that I've reviewed, I will be setting these up on the Rigid Moly panels as well as on the Tasmanian Tiger panels, so that way you can see how this would probably look and be configured inside of my vehicle. When it comes to the setup and configuration of these, I would recommend having all of your administrative stuff that you don't necessarily need fast access to on the interior. So if the door was over here on the top of the screen, or if I rotate it here, if the door is on this right hand side, you have all of the things that you need the fast access to the exterior, and then you have all of your administrative stuff or just additional equipment, tools, and accessories and all of that stuff that you may want to throw in these on the interior, so that way mags, smoke, ammo, resupply equipment, medical supplies, all of that is to the exterior, so that way you're setting yourself up for success and being able to just open up that door, grab what you need, and be able to go. So that's how I'm going to have these set up. There are some other concepts where guys will throw the admin pouches on the outside and then their weapons are on the interior. That is also another option if you're going to run a firearm system on this. Just that way it's away from the door, and forces, if somebody were to try and force their way into your vehicle, it's going to force them to have to reach in further. So configuration is kind of situationally dependent, depending on how you want to set things up, assessing threats and risk, and where things are going to be best positioned based off of how you're going to set these guys up. But for me and how I'm going to set these up, I'm going to have all of my admin stuff on the interior, so that way if somebody's helping with nav in the back, they can pull all that map data and stuff up here. Any additional mission essential equipment can go inside of these pouches, and then I can run ammo, smoke, medical supplies, and fire extinguishers, tools, all of that stuff on the exterior, so we have easier access to all of that. So we'll be building these up. It may be a little bit of time before I get all of those videos up when it comes to the setup piece, but do be aware that those are going to be coming out alongside all of these videos with the rigid moly panels or seat back panels. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment. We'll help you out in any way that we can. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.